Alright, now we get onto the ranged weapons. Wait a minute. Wait, what's this, No! Oh, dude, I never did the, I never showcased the charge blade. Oh, there's a reason I completely forgot about it. It's one of the hardest weapons, and I'm not just saying that with all the other weapons. Oh, this weapon is one of the hardest, yeah. No, charge blade, it's not so much about, actually, honestly, it's everything. It's everything. It's all the moves. There's a lot of different moves because you're going from the sword and shield into a huge axe, but at the same time, it's understanding all the complications with the files. It's not an easy thing to read up on. It took me a while to understand it, just from a basic point of view. I don't think I'm gonna do a very good job explaining. So forgive me, anybody that understands how charge blades work, but I'm gonna try to give a general like synopsis and just a guide or general direction to go off by. I'm gonna go for the Angie this time, so we're gonna have to eat something delicious, which is the Chef's Choice platter, which doesn't look any different from the fish or the veggie or the standard meat one. It doesn't look any different whatsoever. I don't know if they'll actually change the animations, but that'd be kind of cool if they did, you know, change the different types of dishes, etc. So the charge blade, basically it has two forms, like I said, sword and shield or the axe one. But starting with the sword and shield, all your attacks, different attacks have a different like numerical value of the files you charge. You see on the diagram on the top left underneath my sharpness, there's like 4 little bottle icons, right? The files. Different attacks give a certain different amounts of how many you store. When the color of the files, the outlines change, right? I think it does like a gray and it does like a yellow and there's like an orange, like a red. But then the hotter the color is, that's when you want to charge, which is like the shield button mixed with circle, I think. Footprint. It looks like he stepped on shit. If you don't charge it, if you let it run fully red and you try to attack, your attacks will get deflected regardless of the sharpness, no matter like what monster, enemy, etc. I'm pretty sure. So you want to charge the files, etc. all the time. You want to keep paying attention to the files. And basically what the files do is you can store them into your shield with a certain cancel over your abilities, like a move strength. And when you cancel them, when you use up the files and store them into your shield becomes equivalent to that of a gun lance shield, you know, lance. It becomes a really strong shield, but also it increases the damage of your axe mode because the shield turns into the blades when you use it in the axe. So I think that's how it works, right? Or you could use the files to get these elemental discharges, which I believe is what they're called. Basically, when you're in the axe mode, you can choose to do certain attacks that sort of, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. Discharge, elemental attack, like elemental discharges, right? I think the proper term is called elemental discharges or discharge. I'll try to show it here.
The charge blade has two forms, sword and axe. Store up energy in a file, then release it through the axe.
Yeah, like the handler, like the chick calls it, just store up the energy and then do it, right? That attack right there, right? When you hold B and you let go, if you let go at the right time, you store up a lot of charges compared to some of the other regular attacks like 1, 2, 3, right? I have 5 stocks available right now. If I choose to do certain attacks in the axe form, I get to consume 1, 2, or all my charges. All the files. I don't know where to start off because Angie is a very heavy boss. Like, you kind of have to focus on him. There we go. If you do the elemental discharges, right, when you go into the axe form and you're about to use the files, you can cancel it into the move that charges it into the shield. So now my shield is glowing red, right? So it's indicated by the glow and it's stronger. There's an attack right here. If I press triangle right here, cancel at the right time, then now my sword is powered up by the electrical discharge a little bit for a certain duration. Oh shit, I missed that attack. That attack right there used up all the stores, all the files I had. I'm sorry, like, if I'm muttering, rambling on too much, but there's a lot to talk about the Charge Blade, and there's just not enough time. Because I already engaged in the battle, sadly. Here we go, let's try to do it again. Oh, I didn't even get the right guy. I got the Jagras. But you see what I mean, right? I have to charge the files using the regular sword attacks. Right there, boom. And then when I get into the Axe Storm, I can use the special attacks. The axe is still relatively strong without the files. You just can't get the elemental explosions here and there. But it has a really good range and reach to it. But obviously, you want to get the maximum damage with the files added on, right? Gee, thanks, Angie. Thanks, man. I try to shock him there, see if I can interrupt him by shooting it at his mouth. When you store up the files into your shield, the buff lasts 30 seconds. The shield buff lasts 30 seconds per charge, I believe, per file. And you can store it up to 300 seconds. So that's 10 files. Sorry, I barely understand this weapon. It's really cool. It's hard to do good with this weapon. It's really hard to do good because the sword and shield mode doesn't necessarily do too much damage, but you're getting it for the shield buff and also the charges, right? And if you can't position yourself right, you're not gonna do too much damage altogether. However, I think it's such a cool weapon. One of my favorite weapons for sure. Because it's super stylish right there. That's a regular discharge. I used one file. The super big one that I do with the overhead swipe is the I think it's the super amplified elemental discharge, which uses all of them. The number of explosions with that attack with the lightning strike depends on how many files you have. So you could do the attack essentially with 0 explosions. This attack right here, the one where you hold B or circle and let go at the right time, that is, I believe, the best move, the strongest move to charge up the files. It's not about damage, it's just about getting the charges in there. And right now, right there, I just canceled it again, right? So now my shield's back up to being fully charged. Or just charged. There's no like level. It's just you could have one file that's 30 seconds. It's like, it doesn't matter. 30 seconds versus 300 seconds. It's still the same effect, right? Barely focusing on this fight just because I'm trying to explain. It's a new weapon for me. Just trying to talk about where I am with understanding this weapon. I want to learn it. I really do. I really do. Here we go. Even just regular attacks are strong. Look at that reach though. Right. Closer. Here we go. 15, just bad affinity, bad angle. Not too bad though. Nice. Just a swipe on the sword. Wait, I lost aggro on him. I lost aggro and then I got it back. Weird. With the charge blade though, you really have to be paying attention to the number of files you have and also the charge that you have stored up. And by that I mean the color of the files, like the outline of the files, because if you keep attacking with the sword and shield, if you keep attacking with it, it'll charge up to the point where, like I said before, all your attacks will be deflected. So you have to charge. You have to store them in. See, now that's fully red. It's fully red. If I attack, it'll just get deflected. So you have to store them in. Nice. And that's just a cool attack. Here we go. Let's get some elemental discharge in there. Boom. That's one charge. Discharge again. Regular attack. Missed. Go up close. Let's get the super one in there. It's so cool, but I got the bad angle. It's like when you're getting the piercing charge shot with the bow, just a regular bow, not the bow guns, right? You know how I say head to tail. That's kind of the idea you want with the super charge. Yeah, that slide attack is really nice, man. Really good distance too. It's like a semi-dodge. Oh, he's already limping. How much HP does this guy have, man? Dude, this is like his first location. No, this is technically his second location because we started off the slide, right? Yo, is he already that low? Because I'm not good with this weapon, but if this weapon does that much damage, that's kind of impressive. Wait, he's running the other way. What the hell? I've never actually seen him run uphill and then run the other way. That's pretty weird. And then the Jagras is like, yo, I want that. I want that booty. Sorry, I'm just really excited about this weapon. And like trying to read up on it in the internet, there's so many of these calculations because like the different weapon types, different files, right? Some of them are more raw damage, some of them are more elemental, like percentage or flat, etc. But the animations with the shield, like, because you have a shield threat in there too, right? It's super cool. When I'm storing up the files and then I cancel it into the attack with the lightning sword, right? The lightning buff on the sword only gets applied if you have the buff on the shield. You can do the same attack. Your sword just won't have the electrical charge to it unless your shield is charged. I think, sorry. And please correct me if I get anything wrong here. It's just, in the beta, there's not a lot of information on these, like every specific mechanic of the weapon, right? Like the hunter's notes, etc. So it's definitely something I had to read online. That is 45. Wow, that's amazing. I want to sharpen up my weapon first before I get any action with the lightning. You feel like a god. You're just calling down lightning storm essentially, man. It's such a badass weapon. It's hard meeting the conditions and thinking about the charges, thinking about the how much you have stored up so your attacks don't get deflected, right? Charging up your shield, the sword, getting the right accuracy with the axe and everything in there too, right? That's not that bad. That's not that bad, but I really should have just went for it while he was sleeping. I don't know what I was thinking with the bomb there. Jimmy, please. Please. This is cool, like when they have you in like a little bit of a small little event, right? It's easy enough dodging them. Just a little bit. But then Angie is a very special exception where he can breathe fire while you're knocked down, right? So even if you had to wait 2-3 seconds to roll away, you're still gonna get hit. The Rathalos is an example where he doesn't give you a lot of time. As soon as they have you in a grapple hold, you have like less than a second to like go dodge away or commit into another move. But generally, it's easy enough just spamming dodge button. See, now I'm charging it, right? There we go. Charge it and get the sword attack. Let go at the right time. I love 66 on the mosquito. So now my sword is buffed, and now my shield is buffed. And I can get the electrical discharge if I press triangle and circle. Here we go. Definitely a weapon I want to play around. Hopefully I was able to showcase enough gameplay and maybe give a brief idea for those who haven't played the game and those who haven't seen this weapon. I'm sorry if I was rambling on a little bit too much. There's a lot of information and just a lot of things I'm still not sure of. So this is kind of where I am with the weapon. But if you guys want to see the other weapons and just a brief showcase, links will be down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much again, guys, and I'll see you all next time.